Hey guys, it's Nick the Booksmith. Welcome back, welcome back. So I thought it was time for another LAPBOOK build. It's been over a year, I think. I didn't actually check the date, but it's been a minute. And I've had a lot of requests for another LAPBOOK. I wouldn't say this is a tutorial so much as it is a build or a build along if you are inclined. Everybody's going to have different stuff. You'll have to adapt and substitute as you can. And I'm going to start out with this book cover. I built this book cover a long time ago, and I just never got around to this project. I have no excuses. It is what it is. I'm just going to go ahead and use this one. It has a quite a bit wider spine than the previous LAPBOOK, probably twice or nearly twice the width. So it will have a little bit more room. So keep that in mind if you decide to play along. If you have a book cover that you're going to make, or you're going to gut a book and use the cover from it, keep in mind that however wide the spine is, this is about your space here in the middle that you can fill up without it getting all alligator mouth. But I have a little bit more room than I had last time. And if you do gut a book, you can just line the inside where you cut everything out, because it kind of looks messy on the inside usually after you gut a book. So you can line it with fabric or paper, whatever you have. So I usually line the spine first on the inside, and then I put just a piece of paper, whatever, on either side. And then that way you start with a clean slate inside. So however you want to do that. So this one's gray. I wish it was a different color. I kind of wish it was brown, but I'm not going to make another cover for this. It's gonna be what it is, because I am using stuff that I have laying around. I'm not purchasing anything. It's going to be bits and bobs from other projects, things that I've done on YouTube, or other extras that I had from other projects. That's just what I'm going to do. And I've decided that I'm going to go along the theme of, instead of a LAPBOOK for like ephemera, this is going to be more like a little specimen collecting kit. So for a biologist, you know, maybe a little rookie amateur biologist, that's kind of what I'm going for. Going to have a little bit of a theme for mine. You do what you want to do. I'm not your mom. So you can have your own theme, or absolutely no theme whatsoever, because it doesn't matter. It's just fun to make things with the scraps you have lying around sometimes. But I'll tell you the size of this. It is nearly 8 inches wide, just the cover board, which is 200 millimeters approximately, and about 285 high, which is, well, I could have just left it there, huh? A little over 11 inches, so like almost 11 and a quarter, I think. And then for the spine, we're talking just over 2, so maybe 2 1/8. But that's irrelevant, because you can make it any size you want. But just for reference, just so that you get your bearings, that's what it is. If I use something that is either in a kit, like one of my kits or somebody else's kits, I will put that up on the screen. And to let you know, it'll either be like a little clickable card where you can click on it and it'll take you there, or it'll have a caption. If it's a freebie from Flickr that I've put up, I will put a caption and let you know. The Flickr page is always underneath the video in the description, so you can go there and go get freebies anytime you want to. If there's anything that doesn't look obvious, I'll just put a caption so that it can tell you a little bit more about what it is that I'm doing. Because as I ramble along, sometimes if I'm talking about something in particular and then I'm like, oh, well, I better explain what's going on here, then it's like, where was I in the story? So I decided that I'm just going to ramble along, and if I'm talking about what I'm doing, I'm talking about what I'm doing. But if I'm not, then there will be information that will reference what I'm doing or my supplies. So the first thing that I think I should do, because this one's already lined on the inside, and it has a lovely This is kind of what gave me the inspiration, was this paper. It's from Pepin Press. It's one of their Flora packs. I love that paper. So what I need to do, because I wanted this little book kit, lap book thingy, to have like straps on it to close it up. These are a couple of just leather straps that I took off of, I think it was a handbag at one point. So there's that. And since they're ugly on this side, I had this piece of felt. I thought perhaps I would just line the underneath of this with some felt, and then that way it won't be so ugly underneath. You know what I mean? I have a headache today, and so I'm just gonna try to take it easy and not overthink anything. I apologize for not having a whole lot of videos up lately. I've been having interweb issues, which I'm pretty sure that I have solved the mystery, and the tech is coming tomorrow. So hopefully between the tech and I, we will be able to remedy the situation. I was able to ask some questions at a techie forum that I'm on, and we talked about it and talked it out, and between me and about, I don't know, 5 or 6 other people, we kind of narrowed it down. And then after some experimenting, I'm like, yep, that's it. That's it. And it's not my fault, it's Comcast, so guess what? They get to fix it. Problems, right? Problems. But when you work from home, kind of need internet. If you have kids that are schooling from home, kind of need internet. So I'm sure there are some of you out there with some similar issues right now. I think the infrastructure is a little stressed out. People are upgrading their internet service because either they're working from home or their kids are schooling from home, and I think some of the nodes are oversubscribed and they need to be updated. I used the Fabra, whatever. This is Fabri-Tac. There's Fabrifix and Fabri-Tac, which you've probably heard me say. I swear by all that's holy, they're the same thing. And until Beacon tells me differently, that's what I'm going to tell everybody. I'm just going to spread a whole bunch of misinformation out there about fabric glue. Ugh. I snagged the edge of my leather. So what I think I'll do, they're going to come over, and I'll probably use some little post thingies to hook them over. Hook them, Dano. Just have to figure out. So if I open this, let me do it this way so I can see what I'm doing. Just naturally fall nice and evenly. So about like that. And then I want this to be able to wrap around like so, and it'll attach back here, and then it'll attach back here. So this is about 2.5 inches, maybe a little shy of 2.5 inches is where it will, that's how much of it will be attached on the back. So some of these I'm kind of cheating because, I mean, like these straps were already made. But you know what? I'm just going to use up stuff I got. So on this side, I want it to be about, and so this one will have to be similar because it would drive me crazy if it wasn't. So this one will have to be down here. So let me mark it with a pencil. 1, 2, about there. Just going to barely give it a little bit of a pencil mark that I can wipe that off later, because that's where I want it to attach. And so to attach them, I've been thinking there are a couple things that I can do. I have these little furniture tacks that I could put through there, perhaps. Maybe cut off the end, and then I'll glue it down. So I'll glue these down, but then I want them to kind of look like, you know, they have tacks in them or something. hold them down. Fake everybody out. So I'm going to cut the little pointy ends off of some of these because they're too tall. And how many do I want to use? 4 on each one maybe? What I will do is just kind of space out some little pencil lines. So that is like that. When I close it up, where is it gonna hit? Be like this, I guess. All right, that'll be fine. I will probably use the Fabri-Tac on this too because it works. It's fairly fast grabbing because it is acetone based, and acetone evaporates very quickly. Could also use hot glue, I suppose, but I'm not gonna. Should have done these holes afterward. I see the folly of my ways. Now I will take the little short tacks and grab my wee little hammer. Just tack those in. Oops, dropping stuff. It is barely coming through on this side, just a little tiny bit, so I will have to flatten it from this side. Okay. And the deaf cat at my feet doesn't even hear it. So I think that looks pretty cool. Thank goodness for furniture tacks. And then I'll do the other one. The other strippity strappity. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope nobody's sick or has any family members that are sick. I hope everybody's okay. I'm gonna line this back up. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I want to give it a little bit of wiggle room. Not a ton, but maybe a little bit. So perhaps about like here. And what I'm going to do is grow another arm so that I can reach my other stuff. So these are the little post, what are they called? I know what they're called. I'll put it on the screen. I'll have to look it up because the brain isn't allowing anything to happen there. So about, hopefully I go, yeah. Just wanted to make sure I made a hole in this part. Grab this dude, which is a crocodile, if you don't recognize it. And I'm sure most of you do. But for those of you who don't, that is what it is. Oh, I think that's it. Oh, and then, oh, I hope this is long enough. Probably isn't. It's not. It's not. I mean, why would it be? Like, now what do you do? Because it's too short. Story of my life. Always too short. I'm really, really bad at the math that like figures out the corner. So bear with me, my children. Bear with me. So we're gonna do this. And then we'll do that. And then if we do this, that, I mean, it should work. You know, and it makes sense in your head until you go and do it, and then it's off for some reason. And if there are any engineers out there, I probably got people screaming at me, "Oh my God, that's not how you do it!" And you'd be right. Because I'm just faking it till I'm making it, basically. Hopefully that'll be right. It looks right. Famous last words. I was going to start on this inside edge, but I'll probably start on this inside edge, and I will ponder my problem for this inside edge. So I find something that's long enough to go through. Although what I was going to do probably won't cover that up anyway. So maybe I will start to throw caution to the wind. I will break this up into segments because, you know, wow. All right, so what I want to do for the inside, well, what I'm thinking, and you guys know I always change my mind, so, you know, bear with me and take this with a shaker of salt. I want to do some kind of an accordion envelope on this side, and then on this side I want it to have a fold out. So I'm going to take one of these hanging file folders. I have about a dozen of these, and I'm going to use this for the pocket.